Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, I want to take us through the process video of how I made the basic short I'm wearing in this video. This short is very easy to make. It is very easy and straightforward. As you can see, it is looking so good and nice. So let us get into the video. So I already folded my fabric into four as seen in the video. I folded it into four and I already measured out the starting line. So from that starting line, you are going to measure 2.5 inches. That is going to be the allowance for your elastic casing. So after measuring the line, I use my ruler to connect the lines together. So from that line, you're going to measure the length of your short. So the normal length for a short is 20 inches, but I measure 21 inches because I don't want it to be too short on me. So I like the way it is on me, as you have seen earlier in the video. But the normal basic length for a short is just 20 inches, but I use 21. So you can decide to use 20 or 21, is fine. So after that, I measured out my crotch depth, which is 11 inches. I use 11.5 rather. You can as well use 11 inches. After that, I measured 3 inches for the crotch depth. I measured 3 inches and I square it up. That is where I'm going to get my crotch depth. Just stay with me on this video. You're going to see how I did everything. So I square up the 3 inches. After that, from that waist measurement, from the waist measurement where we took our elastic casing, you're going to come down by 9.5 for your hip allocation, your hip line. So after that, from that line, I measure it down. I use the ruler to connect it down. So after that, I went in with my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 11 inches. I measured it and I added sewing allowance. From that line, I came in by half inch. From that crotch depth line, I came in by half inches, and from that angle, I measured 1.5 inches. That is going to be for my back. It's going to be for my front crotch depth. After measuring out your hip measurement and you come inside the box by half inches, then you measure 1.5. That is going to be for your back. After the 1.5, you measure 2 inches. It's going to be for your front. The 2 inches is going to be for the back crotch depth, while the 1.5 you measured earlier is for the front. This is it. I have to bring the camera closer in this place. Can you see that? 11 inches, and I added my sewing allowance to it. This is what I'm trying to show you here in the video. I added my sewing allowance. So from that line, that is where I came in by half inch. That place I'm using, that is where I came in by half inch. And from that side, that is the half inch that I came in by. Can you see it? From there, I measured 1.5 for my crotch depth. I measured 1.5 for my front crotch depth, and that is it. That is what I'm trying to show you in this video. That is my front crotch depth, and from there I measured 2 inches. Can you see that 2 inches line? That is what we use for the back crotch depth. I hope I'm making sense in this video. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So that is it. So now we are going to I'm trying to arrange my fabric. So you're going to go in with your thigh measurement. So I mark out my thigh measurement. After marking out the thigh measurement, I use my ruler to connect it. I use my ruler to connect it, then to to connect it, and I will also from that point I will just take it down to my crotch line. I didn't know that the camera did not capture this very well, but you're still going to see it in the video. Still going to show you in the video. So from this other side, I went up by 1 inch. I went up by 1 inch from this side, and I connect it back to the length of the short. So this, I'm using my ruler to divine that line so that it will be very visible. So now the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to cut it out. So I started by cutting out the length of the fabric. So after that, we are going to cut out. We are going to cut it out using the back crochet depth first. Please do not make the mistake of using the front crochet depth. Cut it out by using the back, and after cutting it out, you are going to detach it. You're going to remove the back from it. Then you will now cut out the front crotch depth line. You're going to see the way I did it in this video. Can you see now that I've cut out the front crotch depth? Please do not make the mistake, be careful. After that, I already measured out my pockets. So the width of 7 inches and length of 11 inches in two pieces. After that, you take the pocket to the sewing machine. So from the top, you're going to measure 7 inches. After measuring that 7 inches, you're going to go in by 0.7. 0.7 is the measurement, is the allowance that I added in the short. So whichever allowance you added in the short is what you're going to measure here in this pocket. After that, you are going to give it a notch. Then you will sew it round as seen in the video. Can you see the way I'm sewing it? That is how you are going to do it. You are going to sew it round. Can you see that? So when you get to this point, you are going to measure that same 0.7 inch allowance. You are going to mark it out, and that is where your sewing will stop. That is where you are going to stop. Can you see that? So you're going to bring out the front part of the short and join it together. You're going to join the front part together. So that is what I'm doing in this video. So you can see everything I've seen. So I'm done joining it. Can you see the way I joined it? So you're going to do the same thing to the back as well. So So you bring the front and the back and join them together. Make sure that they are aligned together. So now we are going to add the pocket. So now for this pocket, now we are going to measure. You're going to take out your tape rule and measure 5.5 inches. You're going to measure 5.5 inches. So after that 5.5 inches, you're going to measure a 0.75. 0.75 is the allowance that we added to the cutting of that short. So any allowance you added to the cutting of the short is what you're going to measure out on this part. So that is it. So I have measured my 0.75 down to that 5.5 inches. Then I'm going to sew it. So after sewing it, I'm going to bring out the pockets, the one that you have already sewn. She will bring it and attach it to the main bodies of the shirt. So everything you need to know about this pocket is as seen in this video. Just look at the way I'm doing it. Can you see the way I'm doing it? So you bring it out, you make sure that that part aligns together and you sew. So you are going to sew it down. So everything you need to know about this pocket is as seen in the video. Just watch the way I'm doing it. Then you should be able to make yours too this way. So you're going to join the other parts of the pocket as well that way. Can you see the way I'm doing it? Can you see the way I'm doing this part? Just look at it closely and do it the exact way too. So you do the same thing to the other side. So now we are going to um measure out our the casing for our rope in case you want to add rope aside from elastic to your short. So you're going to fold 2.5 inches and you measure from that sewing line. You're going to measure 1.5 on both sides. So after measuring your 1.5 on both sides from the top, you measure a 0.8. So the line before that the second to the last line before 1 inch is 0.8. So in case you don't know what is 0.8 measurement is, so that is it. So now I made a mistake on this part. This line that I chalked, as you can see, so you're supposed to chalk it on the other side of the shot, not on the inside. Don't worry, as you follow me on this video, you're going to see where the mistake is. So this part that I'm puncturing is supposed to be on the other side and not this side. Just watch it closely, you will see where the mistake is. So take note of this side so that you do not make the same mistake that I also made. As you can see, I gave it a very tiny hole because this elastic is very stretching. It is very stretchy, so that your eyelet will not end up removing, so you give it a very tiny punch. Then the big side of the eyelet is going to be down, while the other side is going to be up, and you will do it from your rough side so as to give it a neat look, a neat finishing. So that is it. That is the eyelet. And you can even decide not to even use eyelet. So you can just give it a puncture and you pass your rope will still pass. So yeah, I have already realized my mistake. So I gave it another puncture and I added another eyelet. So you see the way it is. So thank God that this shot is for me. So I just had to do it this way. As soon as you watch the video closely, you're going to see where my mistake is. Just here with me. You can see the way I'm doing it. So now instead of having one way, I ended up having two steps of eyelet. So after that, you're going to join your crotch depth, the down of your shirt, the crotch depth area. You join it together and you will sew it. Make sure that the crotch area are aligning together. After that, you measure your elastic band and you join it together on your sewing machine. So you are going to add your elastic casing into your shorts. So remember that we measured 2.5 inches for our elastic casing. So that is 2.5 that I'm using to fold it. So you will fold it by 2.5 and add your elastic inside, and you are going to sew it as seen in the video. So before you do this, if you have a weaving machine, I will advise that you use your weaving machine to weave out all the rough edges of your shorts. So I decided to make my this way because I do not have a weaving machine, although I will still take it to the market to weave later. And again, this short is for me, it's not for a customer, so I just decided to make it this way. So now we are already done. We are done adding the elastic, we are done with the sewing. So now you're going to spread it out to make it spread. You're going to drag it to make everything spread evenly. This is it. You're going to drag it, and this is how it is looking. You can even decide to leave it this way, and if you do not want to leave it this way, it is still fine. You are going to make a top stitch on the band. Can you see can you see what I'm trying to show you in this video? You're going to sew from that tip. You're going to sew in half inch. You're going to sew in half inch. Then you pick from one end to the other end of wherever you want to sew, and you will drag it. That is how you are going to sew. That is how you are going to make a top stitch on your elastic band to give it that neat finishing. Just look at this video closely. Look at the way I'm doing it. Everything you need to know about how to top stitch elastic band is as seen in the video. So just watch me closely. Can you see the way I'm dragging it? Can you see? So you're going to drag it to make it straight. When you are done sewing that one, you will take it out again and drag. That is how you are going to do it till you sew it round. Can you see the way I'll drag it now? Can you see? So that is how you are going to do it if you want to make yours as well. So now we are done sewing it. So the way I made the top stitch on the top of the elastic is the way I made it too on that second line. So the same way you after you are done sewing the top, you're going to come down by ½ inch again down and you still top stitch it. So that is what I did there. Can you see how it is looking like? So but this front is the only problem I have with this short, but I'm the one that will wear it is fine. Can you see? So please make sure that you take out your measurement well to avoid this zigzag sewing line that I have on the top of my short. Thank you.